If you're confused, do not worry, you're not alone. The entire world is scratching its head. The US-China trade war is not for the faint of heart. Since February, it's been a roller coaster. Trump slaps on tariffs, China fires back, Trump doubles down, China hits harder, and so the cycle spun for 2 chaotic months. Trump expected China to panic. He wanted Xi Jinping to call him. But China did not call. They did not blink. And in the end, Trump had to fold.
Honestly, I'm very comfortable now, but I've always gotten along well with President Xi. We had a good relationship, very good. And I think something positive is going to come out of that.
Like I told you before, he's rolled back the tariffs on electronics, your smartphones and computers. These are major items that Beijing exports to the US. So does that mean it is advantage China? Did Xi Jinping win this first round? It sure looks that way. Beijing clearly had the upper hand here, but what happens next will be equally important. Will there be round 2? It's hard to predict with Trump. Although Xi Jinping has made his stance clear, he does not want this. He is working on alternatives. The Chinese president is touring Southeast Asia. He is in Vietnam as we speak. His next stops will be Malaysia and Cambodia. Before taking off for Hanoi, Xi Jinping wrote an editorial. Let me quote from what he said. Trade war and tariff war will produce no winner and protectionism will lead nowhere. He has a point, even though it's a bit rich coming from him. China has long weaponized trade, but now their president says trade wars have no winners, and China does not want to escalate it further. That's what Xi Jinping is saying. But look closer, and there's a much bigger message at play. President Trump and the US have thrown the world into a spin. Markets are tanking, allies are scrambling, deals are being chased, and the result is global uncertainty. And in the middle of the storm, China sees an opening. While America looks erratic, China wants to look responsible. It wants to project itself as the reliable power. Xi Jinping is promising stability and investments. And that's what the Southeast Asia tour is all about. He's already in Vietnam, like I said. It is China's biggest trade partner in the region. Xi wants to elevate those ties. They're expected to sign a total of 40 agreements. And from there, it's a quick flight to Malaysia. It is the Chinese president's first visit to the country since 2013. Now, Beijing is Malaysia's largest trading partner, so the focus here again will be on trade, on how Malaysian companies can get better access to China. From there, Xi will go to Cambodia. Again, the timing is worth noting. The Chinese president will be in Cambodia on the 17th of April. That's the week of the Khmer New Year. Usually, everything is shut during this time. Offices and schools are closed. It's a national holiday. But this time, Phnom Penh is making an exception. It is rolling out the red carpet for the Chinese president. And that tells you everything. Southeast Asia is rattled by this trade war and Trump's threat of higher tariffs. So it is turning to China, which, by the way, is not a safe option either. A, because it's China, it is the opposite of reliable. And B, siding with China could earn them Trump's wrath, aka more tariffs. And this is something that Vietnam is especially worried about. It is wary of looking like China's backdoor, of being used to ship Chinese goods. That's one point of concern. There's also the fear of cheap Chinese goods. They could flood these markets and kill local players. So it's a delicate balance for Southeast Asia. As for Xi Jinping, he may have won this round, but the game is far from over. The US still holds the most powerful weapon in this trade war: unpredictability.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.